Scene script. Hello everyone, we all buy things, right? But have you ever wondered why sometimes things cost more and sometimes they cost less? Well, it all boils down to two key factors, demand and supply. Now let's break these terms down. Demand is how much of something people want. For example, imagine a new superhero action figure has just hit the stores, and all the kids want one. The demand for this toy is high. On the other hand, supply refers to how much of something is available. If there are only a few superhero action figures in the store, the supply is low. Now here's where it gets interesting. The price of something, like our superhero action figure, can change depending on the relationship between demand and supply. Let's say it's a week before Christmas, and the superhero action figure is the most popular toy of the season. Every kid wants one under their Christmas tree, so the demand is sky high. However, the toy factory can only make so many action figures at a time, so the supply is low. In this case, because many people want the toy, but there aren't enough toys to go around, the price of the toy goes up. Now, imagine it's a few months after Christmas. The hype around the superhero action figure has died down, and not as many kids want it anymore. Maybe they're more interested in the latest video game now. So, the demand for the action figure is low. Meanwhile, the toy factory has made a lot of these action figures, and there are still plenty left in the stores. The supply is high. In this case, because not many people want the toy, but there are a lot of toys available, the price of the toy goes down. This is the basic principle of how demand and supply can affect prices. But remember, it doesn't just apply to toys. It applies to everything we buy, from the food we eat, to the clothes we wear, to the houses we live in. So why do businesses change their prices based on demand and supply? Well, it's all about balance. If a business has a lot of a product but not many people want it, they might lower the price to encourage people to buy it. On the flip side, if a lot of people want a product but there isn't much of it, a business might raise the price. This way, they can make the most of what they have and keep their business running smoothly. So, remember, prices can change based on how much people want something and how much of it is available. It's a fascinating dance of numbers and desires, and it's happening every time you shop. Now let's talk about something that might make you sneeze or itch. Allergies. But why do we have them? Allergies are like little mix-ups in our body's defense system. You see, our bodies are designed to protect us from harmful things like viruses and bacteria. But sometimes, they get a little confused and think harmless things like pollen, pet hair, or certain foods are dangerous. When this happens, our bodies fight back, causing what we know as an allergic reaction. Let's imagine a scenario. It's a beautiful spring day and you're out in the park. But oh no, there's pollen in the air. For many people, this isn't a problem at all. But for some, their body sees that pollen as a threat. In response, their body releases chemicals to fight off the invader. One of these chemicals is called histamine. Histamine is like a little alarm bell that causes symptoms like sneezing, itching, and a runny nose. These are the signs that you're having an allergic reaction. Now you might be wondering why some people have allergies and others don't. Well, scientists believe it's a combination of your genes and your environment. If your parents have allergies, there's a chance you might have them too. And if you're exposed to certain things at a young age, like pet hair or pollen, you might be more likely to develop an allergy to them. But don't worry, having allergies isn't the end of the world. There are many ways to manage them. The simplest way is to avoid what causes your allergies. If you're allergic to cats, it might be best to admire them from a distance. If pollen is your nemesis, staying indoors on high pollen days can help. But we know avoiding allergens isn't always possible. That's where medicines come in. Antihistamines are medicines that stop histamine in its tracks, helping to ease those pesky allergy symptoms. There are also nasal sprays, eye drops, and even allergy shots that can help manage allergies. And remember, if you're not sure what's causing your allergies or how to manage them, it's always good to talk to a doctor. They can perform tests to find out what you're allergic to and recommend the best treatment for you. So if you have allergies, remember there are ways to manage them, and it's always good to talk to a doctor if you're not sure. Have you ever thought about why we have bones? Well, they're pretty important. In fact, they play a crucial role in our body, much like the foundation of a house or the framework of a skyscraper. Without bones, we would be like a jellyfish, all squishy and shapeless. So, what are these roles that bones play? Let's dive in. Firstly, bones provide structure to our body. Picture this: a house without a strong foundation or a skyscraper without a steel framework. It would collapse, right? Similarly, our bones act as the framework for our body. They support us and hold us up, giving us our shape. From the tall giraffe to the small rabbit, every animal has a unique bone structure that gives them their distinct shape. Secondly, bones serve as a shield, protecting our vital organs. Imagine a knight going into a battle without a shield. Sounds dangerous, doesn't it? That's what life would be like without our bones. Our skull, for instance, is like a helmet protecting our brain. Our ribs form a cage around our heart and lungs, keeping them safe from harm. And it doesn't stop there. Bones also store essential minerals like calcium and phosphorus. Think of them as a bank, storing these minerals and releasing them into the body when we need them. This helps keep our body functioning smoothly. But that's not all. Our bones are also the reason we can move, jump, and dance. Yes, you heard that right. Bones work together with muscles to help us move. When a muscle contracts, it pulls on a bone. And voila, we move! Think of a puppeteer pulling on the strings of a puppet. The strings are like our muscles, and the puppet, well, that's us. And there's more. Inside our bones, in a spongy area called the bone marrow, new blood cells are produced. This is like a factory working round the clock to keep us healthy and strong. Have you ever broken a bone and seen it heal over time? That's because our bones are living, growing tissues that can repair themselves when damaged. It's like having a self-repairing car, isn't it fascinating? In a nutshell, our bones are like the superstars of our body, performing multiple roles, from giving us our shape to protecting our organs, aiding in movement, storing essential minerals, producing blood cells, and even repairing themselves. So the next time you're walking, jumping, or simply standing, remember it's all thanks to your bones. And the next time you drink a glass of milk or eat a piece of cheese, remember you're helping your bones stay strong and healthy. So our bones are really important. They help us move, protect us, and give our body its shape. So let's take a moment to appreciate these unsung heroes of our body, our bones. Look up! What do you see? Clouds, right? But why are there different types of clouds? Clouds are fascinating, aren't they? They're not just fluffy white decorations in the sky, they're actually a crucial part of our planet's weather system. Let's dive into the world of clouds and learn how they contribute to weather patterns. So, first things first, what are clouds? Simply put, they're a collection of tiny water droplets or ice crystals suspended in the atmosphere. They form when warm, moist air rises, expands, and cools. As the air cools, the water vapor it carries condenses into visible droplets or ice, creating clouds. But not all clouds are created equal. There are several different types of clouds, each with its own unique characteristics and influence on weather patterns. First up, we have cumulus clouds. These are the fluffy, cotton-like clouds that we often see on a sunny day. They're usually a sign of calm weather, but when they grow larger and taller, they can transform into cumulonimbus clouds, the ones responsible for thunderstorms. Next, we have stratus clouds. These are the low, gray clouds that often cover the entire sky like a blanket. Stratus clouds are usually associated with overcast weather and can bring light rain or drizzle. Then we have cirrus clouds. These are thin, wispy clouds that form high in the sky. They're made of ice crystals and often indicate fair to pleasant weather. However, if they begin to cover the sky and thicken, it could be a sign that a weather change is on the way. Lastly, we have nimbostratus clouds. These are thick, dark clouds that cover the sky and bring continuous, steady rainfall. If you see nimbostratus clouds, it's a good idea to carry an umbrella. So how do clouds contribute to weather patterns? Well, clouds play a key role in the Earth's water cycle. They carry water from one place to another, and when conditions are right, they release that water as precipitation, like rain or snow. clouds also help regulate the Earth's temperature. During the day, they reflect some of the sun's heat back into space, helping to keep the Earth cool. At night, they act like a blanket, trapping heat and keeping the Earth warm. Furthermore, by observing the types of clouds in the sky, we can get a pretty good idea of what the weather will be like. For example, if you see cumulonimbus clouds, you might want to prepare for a thunderstorm. If you see cirrus clouds, you can expect fair weather. So, the next time you look at the sky, remember, those clouds can tell you a lot about the weather. Finally, let's talk about something really old: fossils. But why do scientists study them? Well, imagine you're a detective, but instead of solving a crime, your job is to solve the mysteries of Earth's past. You're trying to figure out what plants and animals lived millions of years ago, what they looked like, and how they behaved. How would you do that? You'd need clues, right? That's where fossils come in. Fossils are remnants or impressions of plants, animals, and other organisms from the past that have been preserved in the Earth's crust. They can be actual parts of the organism, like bones or leaves, or they can be imprints, like the footprint of a dinosaur in the mud. Over time, these remains or imprints get buried under layers and layers of soil and rock, and if conditions are just right, they can last for millions of years. Now, you might be wondering how fossils can tell us about ancient plants. Well, it's all about the details. When a plant dies and becomes a fossil, it can preserve a lot of information. For example, the shape, size, and patterns on a leaf can tell scientists what kind of plant it was, how it grew, and even what the climate was like when it was alive. Let's take ferns, for example. Today, we see ferns thriving in damp, shady environments. So, if scientists find a fossil of a fern from millions of years ago, they can infer that the environment back then was probably quite damp and shady too. This can provide valuable insights into the Earth's ancient climates and ecosystems. Fossils are also crucial for understanding evolution. By comparing plant fossils from different time periods, scientists can track how plants have changed and adapted over millions of years. This can help us understand why certain plants look and behave the way they do today. For instance, did you know that some of the earliest plants on Earth were tiny and didn't have leaves or roots? By studying fossils, scientists have learned that over time, plants evolved to be taller and more complex, with roots to absorb water and nutrients, and leaves for photosynthesis. This evolution helped plants colonize more diverse environments, leading to the rich variety of plants we see today. So, fossils are not just cool old rocks. They're valuable clues that help scientists unlock the mysteries of Earth's past. They can tell us about the ancient plants that once covered our planet, the climates they lived in, and the evolutionary journey they've been on for millions of years. So, fossils are like a window to the past, helping scientists learn about plants and animals that lived long ago. They might be ancient, but they're still telling us new stories every day, and that's what makes them so exciting to study.